welcome to the 10 at 10.
Konnichiwa, y'all. We got the plants for Thursday, August 19th. We might as well say 2025 because we're bringing it futuristic style to you today. These are the plants we have indicative of 2023. If you're watching a year from now, they could be slightly larger or slightly smaller. You're gonna love this 10 at 10.
I'm Tim, that's my brother Matt. We do MrMaple.com. It's a mail order business. We ship directly to your door, and we do over 1,000 varieties of Japanese maples, y'all. And today at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 20 trees are getting listed. And we're gonna talk about 10 of them today. Check out the website at 10 a.m. for the other 10, or you can sign up for our weekly email and be notified ahead of time.
We got a very special guest here. He's been in the basement drinking coffee all day. We got Tim Nichols up front. Let's go with my Ramona.
Y'all, Ramona is an amazing Japanese maple. We released it earlier this year on the 10 at 10, and this is a plant that is spectacular. It has this pinkish color new growth, and down below you get this lime green, and the contrast between the two is just crazy.
Awesome plant. These did sell out pretty quickly last time. It was a fan favorite at one of our open houses as well. The colors on this are incredible. Early spring, you can get some highlighter yellow color with pink new growth on top of that. It really shows out. Nice, compact, dense form to it, very full and just super colorful.
One of the more colorful Japanese maples, but the thing I just love about this is the color contrast between the new growth and the older growth. I mean, that pink red color, that lime green down below, it is exquisite.
All right, y'all, from one yellow to another, we've got Moserii.
Y'all, Moserii, however you say it, this plant is awesome. We often joke and say it'd be easier to sell if it was just called yellow penguin, because this is just like green penguin, similar shape, but then it also is a winter interest pine that goes to a yellow in the winter.
I love how tasseled out the needles get too. You get some really elongated needles on this one, gives a really tough look. It is a nice compact dwarf that's gonna bring you insane winter interest. That bright yellow in the winter, this one's so great for so many places. Because of that compact habit, it works great in the small railroad garden, in the fairy garden, in a container garden, anywhere you're looking for that small compact habit and that great winter interest with that golden yellow color.
I mean, this is a plant that just has that penguin-like shape. I mean, it just stays, it gets a small height to it. We're talking 3 feet in 10 years, about a foot and a half wide. I mean, it just has this very fun shape to it. And that winter interest on a pine is something you don't get that often with changes of the seasons on an evergreen. And that's what this tree can bring. Y'all, we found some more eye candy, so we had to list it back on the side. It sells out every time we list it. Eye candy, spelled I-K-A-N-D-I. Introduction by Talon Buchholz. This plant just puts on some amazing, amazing colors in the spring.
Hey, it ain't Halloween yet, but we got a little eye candy lined up for you. This thing is spectacular, especially in that spring garden. Leaf this one out slowly, and you can get some unreal colors on it. Go watch our full highlight we did there in Mr. Maple Gardens. You know the Mr. Maple Gardens right there on Maplewood Knoll, and some incredible color going on that one in the ground. Now we do have that one a little bit of a high canopy, so it leaves out a little slowly. We've got it actually tucked up next to a glowing embers to give it a little bit of shade, and we get some exquisite color patterns on this one. Reticulated, interesting veining. Now I happen to know this was a seedling that Talon Buchholz found off of the cultivar Alpenweiss. I think it even exceeds Alpenweiss for its color. You get some crazy shades on this one.
Now this one here coming from our cold frames will be a little bit greener right now. It does have variegation better when leafed out slowly outside. So this one here is not a reversion. Next spring, when this tree leaves back out for you, as long as you have it outside and leaves out slowly, you're gonna have some amazing variegation on it. And as the plant becomes more and more mature, you're gonna get better and better variegation each and every year on eye candy.
Ooh, we got some Claw of the Dragon coming back. Shiryu no Sume.
Yo, this is a Seboldianum that looks almost like a Seboldianum crossed with a Linerlobum / Kamagata. I mean, it has
giant dragon.
/ giant dragon, because its leaves do look like claws of a dragon. And that's where it gets its name, Shiryu no Sume. I mean, this tree gives you some really nice shades of yellows and oranges in the fall. It has a really nice upright habit to it. And it's one of the first Seboldianums that has a very distinct and unique style leaf.
It's like Godzilla's attacking your garden. It is amazing. The fire lights up in the fall when this thing hits its flaming oranges and reds in the fall. I've had this be high intensity orange. I mean, it almost looks like it's on fire. Incredible tree. And that Claw of the Dragon makes it perfectly named.
It really is. And it has a really nice upright stature to it. The foliage just adds so much to the texture though. Being a Subaldianum, this is just a cool plant that is very unique and very different.
All right, we got one in Juicy J's top 5. If you saw Juicy J's recent top 5, and no, he's not a rapper. He actually works here at Mr. Maple. We got Rainbow.
Y'all, and all of our rainbows are distinctly variegated. They got some really nice variegation to them. Check out that pink on dark red variegation. Now, rainbow is one of those types that if it throws on branches that are solid, prune those out. You're going to be, with this selection, you'll be pruning more for the color rather than the shape. So keep that in mind. You can always stake and train other branches where you want them to go. But an amazing plant that is really colorful and pretty special.
Yeah, this one shows out in the garden. Another Talon Buchholz introduction, and one of the best pink on dark reds you'll find. Really showy. I mean, this one's throwing on almost an all pink branch right there. Incredible looking. One thing you always find at Mr. Maple is we will send you a distinctly variegated plant. Now, it's up to you to keep it that way. This one does require a little bit of pruning to keep it as distinctly variegated, but we will send you an excellent starter plant for this. Rest assured, these rainbow are really showing out.
Guys, we're bringing you Cahoots Icebreaker.
Oh, awesome compact dwarf tree. This one, again, another showstopper for the conifer garden. I love Cahoots Icebreaker. That bright white, dense habit to it really makes it show up. Whether you're going in the container or in the landscape, it's one that's going to catch the eye.
Now, sometimes Cahoots Icebreaker is just referred to as Icebreaker, but this was found as a witch's broom on Hortsman Silverlock. So you get those same recurved needles where you see the silver white to the backside of the leaf, the backside of the needle, but you get this really tight, compact, round ball shape. And so it's a great tree for small spaces, conifer beds, conifer troughs, containers, bonsai. I mean, you name it, this is a fun tree to have in your garden.
Hey, if you're looking to date an attractive gardener, you can break the ice with this right here. Go up to him and say, hey, bought you this. I just wanted to break the ice.
AB's Coriana Icebreaker.
Ooh, a Murayama, y'all. This one is an amazing form coming back. Love a Murayama. This one is a semi-pendulous form. Awesome tree. I like to describe it as almost a weeping cherry tree. Stake it up and then let it hang down from there. A lot of those branches are going to arch downward. Outstanding fall colors, outstanding heat tolerance. Acer palmatum or Murayama.
Yeah, it's a real unique one that has this semi-pendulous habit cascading down, but it still gets a little bit of uprightness to it. With this unique Matsumuri style foliage, really unusual, really different, has some really nice shades of that yellows to oranges. But I mean, it really just has this unique style of growth that is unlike any other Japanese maple. And because of that, it gives a really unique style in the landscape, great for containers.
Have you told your mom you love her lately? Give your mama an Murayama. She's going to be impressed. Awesome one for the container garden. We love to throw out that picture we have at Brian Upchurch's of one of the containers there. Excellent weeping plant. Now the fall colors range from yellows to oranges, so you get some excellent shades in this as well. I think the best thing to do is stake it up to about 5 to 6 feet and just let it cascade down. Let it throw on some arching habits from there. Let it make more of a wide tree and just look really cool. What we got up next, Tim?
We got a Shin Hikasa for Sukasa.
If you like Hikasa, we got the improved Hikasa right here, y'all. This is a nice, compact, dense form that shows out in that early spring variegation.
Yeah, this thing is like the Higashiyama style, but a tighter, compact, dense tree. Great for bonsai, great for containers, great for the small places in the garden. But this is a plant that really just brings it with that tight, dense style.
Excellent candidate again for container gardening. I originally saw this one at Augustin Coelho Vera's home. I was visiting him there in the south of France in Toulouse, and I just fell in love with this plant. I was like, this thing is nuts. He had it in a big container on top of one of his patio tables there, and I was like, this is insane. It was actually fall, and this one's going to show out more outside. So if you have this one inside, like in the greenhouses, much like I can, it's going to be a little more muted right now. It gets a very ruffled, regal look to it. It's kind of one of the most dwarf compact forms of a Higashiyama style variegation.
A lot of times when you see one of these mature out in the landscape, you think it's almost like a Makawa X Higashiyama.
Right. It gets tighter.
It has that tightly layering habit, but it still has that Higashiyama style foliage. And so it's one that just grabs your attention because it's pretty unique and different from all the other of the Higashiyama styles.
All right, you want to tell them which Makawa you have here left, or you want to tell them about these big boys behind us back here?
I mean, it's August, but it is May Day.
Y'all, we got Mayday back in stock. Acer palmatum Mayday, highly sought after here on Mr. Maple. Dropping it again. So definitely add these to cart. Check out right away if you're interested in Mayday. They do tend to sell out quick. Full disclosure, we have a great size set of these, but they will go very, very quickly.
And y'all, we try to list them when we have 30 plus, 40 plus of a set. Sometimes that may sell out in a minute. So just giving you a heads up, you got to be quick on these. We try to do our best to get as big of a set available of these as we can whenever we list them.
I can guarantee you we got more stock plants in production than anybody else on the planet on Mayday. We have some massive stock plants producing Signwood. We're going to make this a staple. We're going to continue to produce it, but for the meantime, they do sell out quickly, especially as Talon's been getting closer to retiring. I know there's been a national shortage on Mayday.
There really has been. We're trying to do our best to bring as many as we have that are ready now. That's a good set to you today. So check out fast. That means finish the checkout process immediately. Don't just add it to your cart and sit there and wait a while, because it will sell out really quickly. Our website doesn't hold it for you until you complete that checkout process.
Yeah, Mayday, go watch our whole Makawa family podcast. One of the most classic Japanese maples in that Makawa form. Love its buttery yellow it brings in that early spring to midsummer. Really showy plant. Really adds a lot to that Makawa Yetsubusa aesthetic.
Yeah, I mean, those apricots in the spring to that blonde sort of summer color is ecstatic whenever it comes to Mayday. It is one of the slower growing of the Makawa Yetsubusa family collection styles. And it has such a cool habit with that Makawa style, with that tightly layering shingling. It's a cool plant for your garden.
All right, what we got back here, Tim?
Guys, we're bringing you 3 gallons of a Pictum. Azer Pictum Hoshiodori 3 gallons.
These are great. Now, these are all distinctly variegated as well. This one has that bright yellow on darker green coloration to it. Beautiful tree. I first saw this at the National Botanical Garden in Belgium, and my jaw hit the ground, y'all. It was probably a 25-foot tree, really old specimen there, and it was perfectly variegated. It is one, if you see any all green on, you want to prune out, but one of my favorite batwing maples and a showstopper, rarely seen offered in 3 gallons.
The red on yellow in the the green on yellow in the early spring goes to some really nice shades of green on cream. I mean, this plant here has striping variegation, spotted variegation. Each and every leaf has a different style of variegation. It looks different from one another. So it's going to be one of those plants that's a photographer's delight. It's on a batwing leaf, y'all. I mean, you get this on a batwing leaf. This tree is spectacular. We've offered it before in 1 gallon. This is our first time offering it in 3 gallons. Guys, these are going to sell out fast, so make sure you get them quick.
All right, so that's our 10 at 10 for today, but we're going to be having an upcoming open house here on Labor Day. So y'all get ready for that. I know a lot of people already got their hotel rooms. We're going to have the Carolina Drifters here dropping some amazing music. We're going to have a food truck here. We're going to have the Groovy Grease Wagon back. So if you were at our last open house, we had a food truck and you enjoyed the Groovy Grease Wagon, they're going to be back with breakfast and lunch for you guys. We're going to be open from 8 to 4, and just come hang out, meet the whole team, enjoy some great music, and one of the best selections of maples anywhere in the world.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody compete with as many different varieties of Japanese maples we have and as high inventory as we have here at Mr. Maple at the open house. You can come shop a ton of Japanese maples that are not on the website, tons of them that are on the website, future 10 at 10s before they ever get listed. It's one of the coolest things to come around and talk with so many other people who love plants just like you do. It's one of our reasons we love doing the open houses. Be there, don't be square. You're gonna have an awesome time at the Mr. Maple Labor Day open house.
So y'all, that's our 10 at 10 for today. Make sure to subscribe and join that Maple Mafia. That's the best way to get informed when we put out new videos. You can hit the bell to get notified every single time we're sharing content here on our channel. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of the 10 at 10.
So smash that like button. Take care.
God bless.
And have an awesome day.